Greetings, my friend. You may be surprised if I tell you this. The motivational philosophy that claims anyone can become anything if they try hard enough is an illusion. We love that idea because it flatters the ego and comforts the fear of limitation. It tells us that effort can conquer destiny, that belief can rewrite biology, that willpower alone can outsmart the architecture of existence. But the truth is both humbler and deeper. Let me explain why.
The limits of the design. Every human being is bound by a physiological and psychological design. We can grow, yes, but only within certain natural parameters. Our genetics define the outer wall of adaptation. You can train, study, meditate, or discipline yourself, but you will never escape the architecture of your biology. Your nervous system determines the tempo of your thoughts, the sharpness of your reactions, your tolerance for stress, and the ways you recover from it. The psyche is not an independent ghost. It grows from this biological soil and cannot transcend its roots. Freedom, therefore, is not infinite space. It is movement within a defined frame. This is not pessimism. It is realism. To understand your boundaries is not defeat. It is the beginning of wisdom. You do not lose freedom by seeing the walls. You gain precision in how to move within them. I call this the inescapable determinism of design.
Karma as a technical term. Let us take the word karma out of mysticism and into systems thinking. Forget reincarnation for a moment. Think of karma as a set of inherited and acquired constraints that define your personal field of probabilities.
It is not fate written by gods. It is the statistical architecture of your possibilities. You do not choose your body, your parents, your temperament, or the historical moment of your birth. These parameters quietly form the terrain upon which your choices unfold. Karma, in this sense, is not punishment. It is configuration. It is the default setting of your system. And once you see it that way, life stops feeling like a cosmic lottery and starts to resemble a form of engineering. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, given this design, what can I build? Growth as optimization, not overriding. Real development does not mean breaking your limits. It means mastering them. Modern culture glorifies the heroic act of breaking boundaries, but in truth, most people who try to override their natural design eventually collapse. The nervous system does not fail because it is weak. It fails because it has been forced to operate outside its capacity. Growth as optimization, not overriding. The bandwidth of a human being is finite, by design. True evolution is not hacking the system, it is tuning it. A musician does not destroy the instrument to play better. They learn its structure, its limits, its resonance. Not everyone is meant to be a leader, a visionary, or a hero, but everyone has a role that can be performed with mastery. To observe, to support, to synthesize, to guide. Greatness is not in the position, it is in the precision of execution. The unfair architecture of the world. The world is not fair, and perhaps it never was meant to be. Some are born with built-in advantages, biological, social, intellectual. No motivational seminar can erase that difference completely. But inequality is not necessarily injustice. It is structure. The universe, like a play, requires diversity of roles. Not everyone can be a king in the same story.
There must be actors, tailors, judges, poets, and yes, even the executioner. Harmony is not when all play the same instrument. It is when each performs their part in tune. The boundaries of will. Free will exists, but not as absolute freedom. It is not the power to become anything. It is the power to act consciously within the given architecture. A small car can run better with high-quality fuel, but it will never become a cargo truck. Likewise, a human being can optimize their capacity, but cannot rewrite the laws of their own wiring. Wisdom is not rebellion against limitation. It is graceful alignment with it. The key is not to force transformation, but to drive skillfully within your design, using every parameter to its maximum efficiency. The real meaning of development. Not everyone can do everything. The phrase, "you can be anything," is a comforting illusion that sells well in a culture obsessed with self-expansion. The truth is quieter and more precise. Know what you are and act accordingly. Development is not expansion of the structure. It is precise utilization of it. Karma is not a sentence. It is an operating manual. There is a modern discipline called human design, a kind of engineering model of personality. It proposes that each person has built-in circuits for energy, decisions, and interaction with the world. When we act against those circuits, we experience friction, stress, and eventual burnout.
From this point of view, the famous phrase, "be yourself," stops being poetic. It becomes mechanical truth. Efficiency, clarity, and fulfillment arise only when the system operates according to its own architecture.
The ethical benefit of realism. When you accept your design, envy dissolves. You stop blaming yourself for not matching someone else's blueprint. You gain a calm kind of strength, the resilience that comes from working with, not against, your own nature. Realism liberates you from competition. It replaces fantasy with focus, and it teaches a subtler kind of pride, not the pride of, "I can do anything," but the pride of, "I do my part with mastery."
This is an anti-motivational philosophy, but it is not cynical. It does not reject growth. It defines it with clarity. Instead of "you can do anything," it whispers, "find what you can truly do and do it perfectly."
Being yourself is not a slogan. It is engineering wisdom. So act wisely, accept your architecture, and live in alignment with it, efficiently, peacefully, and truthfully. Good luck! Please support my channel with a like, and subscribe if you are interested. We will have much to discuss.